Hello, everybody. I just need to make a little bit of adjustment because it'll drive me crazy if I don't. I just want to move this over just a little bit. There we go. Say hi when you come in. Let me know that you're here. Hopefully my moderators still love me and they'll be in shortly. And yeah, let me know. Let me know where you're from. And yeah, I'm Cindy. If you're just happening on to these lives, I do these lives every Sunday night on YouTube. Usually I go for about an hour and a half. I explore the inside and the out. So if you go to my main channel, you'll see all my explore videos. I do some bushcraft videos. And yeah, I love to do these mindfulness and these mindset and these get together and just chit chat about whatever. And especially with, what's going on in the world right now, right? It's really important for us to be connecting, whenever we can, right? It helps to keep our morals up, and it reminds us that we're human, and we're a community, right? We're a community. Oh, Nancy's here too. Hi, Nancy. Hi, William. William's here too. That's so awesome. How are things going for you guys? Anything on the go? Any movement in your lives going on? I know William was messaged me this morning, and he said his life is just going busy, 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 right? Oh, do you want to lay us on now, or do we want to wait until the rest of the crew gets here, Nancy? Oh, you're gonna yeah. You got to lay it on us, right? So we can know if there's any way that we can help, or at the very least that we can throw in a few prayers for you too, right? Oh, darn. Oh, you were speaking in your congregation? How many people are allowed in your church, William? Now, I can't even concentrate, right? Can't even concentrate because all I could think is, well, oh, Nancy and her bad news, right? Like, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Ah, right? Happy to be here, though. I hope Andrew comes in tonight. I miss Andrew. See who else pops in. But maybe. No. Nancy, are you kidding me? That is wow. That is some terrible, terrible news. That is, and you were so worried too, right? Like that was the last thing. Can you imagine? What are the chances, Nancy? It's like it's like, it's like some people they just get hit. They just, wow. I can't believe it. Like that's just like the worst. The worst thing that could have and what are the odds? That's what gets me is like, what are the odds? That's absolutely But at the very least, we all have the very bare minimum, right? Like we're still kicking. We're still here, Nancy. Oh, I feel so terrible for you. Andrew's here too. Wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having to endure that, to have you said they lost everything, that like their houses were destroyed? Like, isn't that just a sad thing? I can imagine. I couldn't even imagine. When I was in Winnipeg, right? Not to take away from that. When I was in Winnipeg and we dug up my garden, there was a tornado that ripped through Edmonton, and it was miles and miles and miles away. And in my garden, I was digging up people's photographs and things from from the hurricane. So you can imagine, their house just totally destroyed, and people be picking up their items as they come along over the course of the years, pick them up on the ground, and there'll be a little bit of a story attached to it, right? But, it's these little things that we don't think of, right? But to lose absolutely everything. Wow, Nancy. Wow. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Nancy. I'm really sorry to hear. I was really sorry to hear about that. That is some really strange news, right? Strange news. But Nancy, everything's going to work out for you one way or another. Like at the very least, we always have the very bare minimum, right? Grateful, still have a roof over my head, right? Right? And hopefully you still have a roof over your head. You're in the live tonight, so you got you got the internet at the very least. You're not in the hospital, right? There's got to look at the positive and the things that we can be grateful for in the moment, right? Oh, hi, Daryl. Nice to see you. But Nancy, it's amazing that you're here with us tonight, right? You thought, just a few weeks ago, you didn't even know if you were going to have a roof over your head, and you were so scared and you had no idea how were you going to raise the funds to get to Louisiana. Yeah, something interrupted that plan for the moment, right? And yeah, I'm glad, Andrew, I heard what you did. I heard what you did, Andrew, for Nancy and her trip. And I don't know, I emailed you. I don't know if you got my email, Andrew, about that. I titled it when it said subject. I wrote, "I know what you did." That's what I titled the email. Look in your inbox to see if it's there if you didn't get it. But yeah, that was an absolute sweetheart of a thing for you to do, right? And Nancy came on my live show on my Instagram, and she told the story. Andrew, if you could get to my Instagram, Andrew, and watch that interview that Nancy did with me and see the impact that you did. Like, you did some serious impact. Lots of people are going to see that video, right? Are going to see that video and see, that the kindness that you did. That was, that was absolutely like the most kindest thing ever. But I wouldn't have expecting anything less, right? Oh, you did miss. Yeah, I emailed you, Andrew, about it because I wanted you to see that live show. It's still on my Instagram. Just go to my IG, right? It's called What's My Good Cheer. Just Google What's My Good Cheer. That's the name of my live show, is What's My Good Cheer. And then just take a look at the different videos, and then you'll see Nancy's face, because Nancy's face is on the thumbnail too, right? And watch it. What an amazing story she told. I wish that, she could guest with me on this one and she could have told that story again. What a fascinating, you think that's strange how luck dealt her one, with the hurricane and her friend losing their houses and everything, right? But just the luck in her life, the luck, right? Yeah, it's time for some good things. And maybe there was a reason, right? That if things worked out well, maybe they have some really great insurance and the foundation on that house wasn't too great. And now they get to build their new home exactly the way that they always dreamed it would be, right? A little bit inconvenient to start with, but maybe if they had some good insurance, this might be a blessing in the end, right? for them? Wouldn't that be a marvelous that they could even maybe build a mother-in-law suite onto your side of your house, right? They could build a mother-in-law suite onto the side of your house or their house, then you can actually have a place to call your own. Here in Manitoba, it's legal. You don't have to get permits and stuff, and you can add and attach like your garages to the house and stuff, and you turn them into mother-in-law suites. Lots of people do it, but then what they do is they rent those mother-in-law suites out as Airbnbs, right? Yeah. If I were to do the Airbnbs, I would use the unique ones, right? The ones that do the tree houses and the setups in the garages and stuff like that. Those were the ones that I would like to do. Oh, are you serious, Nancy? A 200-year-old house, historic home. Oh, oh, now, right? Now, isn't that a story attached to that? Oh, I heard about that actor dying. Somebody who was 43 years old. I wasn't familiar with his content, but it just seemed that lots of people were really sad that he was gone. But 43 years old, that's fairly young, right? That was around the ages like everybody in my family, going all the way back. Nobody lived to be in their 50s. And yet me and all my sisters just hit our 50s, like all of us at the same time. My youngest sister just turned 50 years old this year. So all four of us are in their 50s. So yeah, we broke that chain pretty good. Yeah, we did really good there. But oh wow, a beautiful 200-year-old home too, right? Do we have homes that are 200 years old? Um, no. Uh, no, not quite. Not quite. Pretty close though, right? But the States is like 150 years older than Canada is, right? Yeah. You have some yeah, you wouldn't find much here in the way of the 1700s, early 1800s. I've explored two of the oldest stone churches in Western Canada here in Manitoba. What beautiful explorers there were too. Yeah, one was out in I don't even remember. Oh, Highway 26. One was down on Highway 26, and then the other one was in Lockport in St. Andrews. Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful old churches, but they don't get as old as the ones in the States, right? 52. Aw, 52 years old. Yeah, I'm going to be 59 this year. William, you said you're 52 also? And then I know Andrew's the same age as I am. I don't feel my age. I don't feel my age at all. But plus, I also do affirmations. I don't know if anybody else out there does affirmations, but I do these mantras and I do these affirmations, and I skip years. Like part of them is, I do 1 year equals 3 years equals 1 year in my age. I only age 1 year every 3 years. I only age 1 year every 3 years. And I say those all the time, right? And then that makes it so that I won't get really old really fast, right? Wow. Wouldn't that be neat to find something like that? Because, and then you could take the metal detector. Because I watch a lot of those metal detecting channels, right? I watch Stealth Diggers. I watch Hoover Boys, right? I watch Not Thursdays, like, and Quarter Hoarder, right? There's a few that I watch, and along with a few bottle digging channels too, right? And I just love that really old stuff, the really old hunting. But I don't like uh the monotonous, the long, right? Like 2 weekends in a row, I was digging for bottles in my new favorite spot. Let me just show you guys in my new favorite spot in bottle digging, and I've been back there 2 weekends in a row, and neither time I found any new bottles, right? A couple of broken ones, couple of broken tops and stuff. I did find porcelain doll arms, and the bodies, the ones where they ran the string. So I was finding lots of parts to these bisque dolls, right? So that was fun. But yeah, I got this. I got my hutch here, right? And it says Winnipeg. It says Winnipeg across it. It says Winnipeg across it, and it's Blackwoods. Blackwoods is now owned by 7 Up, right? And it actually even had the topper. My friend Kathy, she actually said that they're called hutches because of the gentleman who invented this, right? And it was like the pop cap, right? To keep it closed, right? So I found that bottle. I was so pleased when I found that one. And then, I found a few more. These need a good clean, right? But I kind of put some dish soap and I shuck it around, but I guess I could have done a better job, right? But they got all kinds of molds on them, and this one says Winnipeg across the top and stuff. But that's what I've been doing the past 2 weekends, trying to find ways to, make me emotionally feel better. I'm taking on a lot of heavy duty information, right? I'm studying hard in the emotions, and I'm kind of using myself as a guinea pig, because I know my emotions. I studied myself, I studied other people. And then, just to find out that, because I was seeing certain things as a child that I didn't really have the understanding. It was the reason why I didn't get the answers for a lot of questions and stuff that I had about why people treated each other certain ways and stuff, right? But now that I have better understanding, and as an adult, right, and as somebody who actually works in this stuff, like, I can understand people and why things get done, why people do things to each other and stuff. And sometimes we think of what people are doing to us, but we don't actually put ourselves in their shoes. And yeah, whatever they're doing to us is probably, not good, right? But at the same time, you got to kind of figure out where they're coming from and what they went through and what made them the way they were to treat people that way, right? So, when I'm studying these things, it gets pretty heavy duty, right? You were born in the middle of a tornado storm. That too, Nancy, you didn't mention that in the live. We should be doing another recap, like an update, and another interview on my channel. If you want to go and do another interview with me, and let people know, want to do that, Nancy, and talk about the weather and what happened with your friends and the hurricanes and stuff, and do an update on that if you want to. And then you could do another shout out and see if we can somebody else might see your video and want to help out, or maybe we can do something. Wouldn't that be nice if somebody noticed and then contacted your friends and said, hey, we'll pay for that new porch on your house, right? maybe your friends can send you a couple of pictures of their property, and we can make it as part of the thumbnail, make really nice thumbnails for that video, right? And this time I'll download it properly, because I know what I did wrong last time, and I'll download it properly. Oh, Melvin's here. Hi, Melvin. That would be a good live. Yeah, but you were breached too, Nancy. Yeah, that would have been interesting to add on to your story in the middle of a storm, like magic all around you, right? Magic all around. It's because of the two different tribes, I think. What do you think, Nancy? The two different tribes. So you got the magic wars going on, right? Right? That you got the battles. You need a treaty. Yeah, somebody a treaty, a peace offering, right? Right? But maybe that's because it just seems like everything comes at you, but it just seems so magical the way it comes at you, like so fantastical, right? So fantastical that it makes for, right? Like you were meant to tell your story, Nancy. Your story is so impactful, right? And so spellbindingly interesting, right? As unfortunate as a lot of it is, right? But what a fantastic story. Like it's like that movie Rudy, right? Like you deserve to. Did you see that movie, Nancy? Rudy? You deserve to have that Rudy moment, when you can just enter into the stadium and just everybody cheer for you, right? And all your dreams come true. Yeah, I would love to wish that for you, Nancy. Wow, see, and I haven't been paying attention a lot to the news. I stumbled onto it. I knew there was some bad weather going on somewheres, right? But I didn't really pay attention to the thumbnail. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. Oh, Andrew, wait, you need to go see that live show that we did on Instagram, Andrew. If you thought her story was interesting, you should listen to her telling her story. I was just even when she was telling it to me as I was interviewing her, I just found it so interesting. Like it deserves almost like a movie, right? Almost like it would be like a really good movie. What a great lesson. Yeah, this bottle is so heavy. Yeah, one of my prides. It's called a Hutch. It's one of the oldest pop bottles in Western Canada. It might even be the oldest in Western Canada. Supposedly, it's pretty rare to find them. Some bottle diggers, they dig their whole life and never find one. And with me, I saw it. It was like this, right? This is what I could see, and I went to, maybe just a little bit like this too, right? And then I saw that, and I said, "Oh, let's dig it out together." When I saw the lip of my bottle, and went, "Oh my God, is it even possible? Is it even possible?" I've been taking footage as I go, and I'm showing all my little doodads and stuff every time I go, but I don't want to put a video together until at least I've got one or two bottles, and I haven't gotten any new bottles in the past couple of weeks. So, but it's great fresh air for me, right? It's great for me to get outside, do a little grounding, and keep me away from going too deep in the content. And I've been trying to do other things too at the same time, but I can't help myself. This stuff is very interesting, and it's going to help lots of people. And I can see, sorry, I've got this all taped up and stuff, and let's just see, and that's going to drive me crazy. Let's just turn that right there. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's going down. I've got it on tape. I'll get it all fixed up a little bit later for the next live. I know. I love it. Let's take a look at it again. I love my bottles. Like I Look at the lip on that. See how it says Winnipeg? Oh, that says Blackwoods. Blackwoods there because that's 7-Up now, right? And that's 7-Up. And then here it says, and here across the top it says Winnipeg. And I found that at the at across from the forks and the banks, right? Because some bottle diggers have been in there, and I noticed right away that people were bottle digging because they were just leaving the lead stuff, like there are a lot of like old ice skates and old pieces of light fixtures, with the old sconces and chandeliers, like old bathtub legs, like a lot of junk you're going through, like porcelain doll stuff, glass top lids, pieces of china. And I got a really nice seam because in the old days they would every once in a while they burn the dump, right, to make some more room. They would burn everything, so it's all crushed and teeny weeny stuff. So it was really nice. I found a pocket that was all dirt and it hadn't been burnt yet. So I'm finding some good stuff in there. So hopefully next weekend too, that I can go out for the afternoon. I usually go out for at least 4 hours. The time goes by really fast, and it's good exercise because I walk all the way there and then I walk all the way home, right? And I stop and I pick usually something up nice for dinner. But then if I have a live, then I'm really, really pooped, right? Because I'm absolutely exhausted. And then I turn into a bit of a dum-dum during my live. But you know what? Soul pulls me through every single time. Every single time it does, right? Yeah, I'm very grateful. Oh, really? I like how you say leftovers, Andrew. Leftovers from the anatomy classes, right? Yeah, I was actually reading that the heart, when they finally decided that the universities could use cadavers for the university, the only way that they could legally do it is to say that the mind was the seat of the soul, but when actuality it was the heart, right? So that was the only reason that they let them. So that's why everybody emphasizes on the brain, right? When in actuality, it's the heart is the center of the soul. Yeah. And yeah, because they used to just dig up the bodies from the graves. They would just, right? I would never ever want to be, I would never want to be, yeah, if somebody wants to donate, like that's terrific, right? And if an emergency, somebody needed my heart, right? And I was going to be gone anyway, right? But otherwise, no, I'm not, that's not my thing, right? If somebody else is willing to do that, but I don't believe in I think I always have this idea that I was a Mexican Mennonite because I'm very fascinated by the Hutterites and the Mennonites. Like I'm very fascinated. I really like their concept of family and community. I really, I love the simplicity and I'm really drawn. They really do practice turn the other cheek. They really do. So kind, like, people take pictures of them and stuff. Like even I did. Oh, can I make a little video? Your daughters look so cute. And they're always so kind and stuff, right? And full of all kinds of information. And they've helped to dig me out of the ditches many, many times. Very, very kind people. So I always kind of thought but it was like Mexican, right? Like a Mennonite Mexican. Yeah, because they have colonies in Mexico too, the Mennonites, right? They split up and a group went down to Mexico. But isn't that interesting, right? Right outside your window, close by your window. Huh. Oh, good, Nancy. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you haven't boxed it up yet. I'm glad you haven't boxed it up yet. If you're getting as much enjoyment as you can. And now that was good timing too, right? Because you might have packed that up thinking that you were going to Louisiana right away. And you might not have bothered because it was so much work to pack it up. You might not have bothered to put it back together, but look how much of your emotional well-being is going to stay intact, right? Because you have your train set, right? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you still have your train set, Nancy. Yeah, you got to hold on to that train set no matter what. Got to do everything. Like there's some things in life that that mean so much to you that you keep going back to save it, or you just won't leave without it, or maybe it's just a value. I was thinking about that today, my values and stuff, right? Because, I base my values on things that help me to be responsible, right? To me, it helps me to build trust, and it allows me to feel good about learning and making mistakes, right? Because if you're afraid to make mistakes in front of other people or say something stupid or something, you're less likely to put yourself out there again. So it's very important for me to be able to, keep that courage up and keep myself working at it, right? But I am very, very glad that you have your train set. It's going to do you a great bit of wonders for your emotional well-being, Nancy. It will. Really? Isn't that something? I don't think they would get away with doing something like that now, right? Like I've been finding lots of bones because I'm digging in the dumps, right? So they would have thrown out the bones, but I don't know a human bone from a cow bone or a pig bone, right? Like I couldn't tell you the difference. So I'm pulling out these bones and they're all patinaed with age. They're just almost like a copper color. They're so dark and they're so smooth. They're really kind of interesting to look at, but you can use your imagination to kind of figure out what kind of bones they actually are, right? Yeah, I'm glad. That was, again, Andrew, that was absolutely an amazing gift that you did for her, right? Yeah, and can't Nancy's such a kind soul, and what you did for her, right? What you did for Nancy that day, like she was so excited. Like she didn't know who you were, Andrew, right? She didn't know who you were because it didn't come to her with your real name, but I knew exactly who you were. And she emailed me and she says, Cindy, who is this person? I don't know this person. And I says, oh, that's our Andrew. And she was just so happy and so thrilled. And she was so looking forward to being able to say thank you, right? Yeah, I'm with you there on Andrew. Your alter ego. Yeah. Yeah, well, I told her right away. I figured you wouldn't mind to know him, but she was looking forward to being able to say thank you to you today because it really meant a lot. And at the same time, right? She came on live and we talked for like 40 minutes, Andrew. She told her whole life story. It was so interesting. Her whole life story, you know, from the time that she was just a little baby and she was left at the train station. That's why she's got such a love for her train set, Andrew, is the association between being left at the train station as a little baby and yeah, her love for trains, right? Yeah, you have to go and get to my IG, and you have to watch that video. She told her she was adopted 36 times, Andrew. You ever heard of a little baby being adopted 36 times? That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. but lots of interesting stories. Like it was just so fascinating, right? Yeah. But then to have all this great luck happen to her and then have it snatched away the way it does, it just so fluky. Like, what are the chances? That was a 200-year-old house. That house stood for 200 years, right? And then in an instant it's gone. It's just wow. Yeah, but you'll find it interesting. Like everybody on my channel here, just go to Instagram and just check out my IG channel and you'll see. I think I titled it "My Friend Nancy," right? Live with my friend Nancy or something like that. But yeah, the channel series is actually called "What's My Good Cheer" is the name of the series, right? And it's my live show that I do every day at 6 o'clock Central. So if anybody ever wants to come to my Instagram, and over there too, you can actually come in live with me. You could come in live with me, right? So we can have a chit chat live. And that's what me and Nancy were talking about, because she had come in live one night and we talked for 40 minutes and my audience was just enthralled by her story. I really got some really nice comments. And then yeah, we should do it again, right? Like an update. And yeah, keep us updated on how your friends are doing, Nancy. Mm. Yeah, like so what was it? Was it a category 4 that to take down a house like that? Did it hit landfall like at a higher rating, Nancy? Must have been higher than a category 4 in order to take the house down. Mm, my coffee is really good. My sister phoned me. She says, "Oh, Tracy went to Co-op and she bought you a tin of McDonald's coffee. I really like the bagged McDonald's coffee." And I says, "Oh, okay, I'll come by to get it." And this tin was like this. It was absolutely huge. It was like, you have your big tins like this, but this one was like twice the size. I couldn't believe it how big it was. Yeah, so I've got enough coffee to last a long time. Plus, I'm going to save my little coffee bag. So that way I don't have to keep taking that lid off of that big tin of coffee so it can stay nice and fresh. I'll just fill up the little bag, right? Every time that it goes low, and that way my big tin of coffee will stay fresh a lot longer, right? Oh, category 5. Okay. Yeah, so that's what you were saying, it was going to be a category 4, but it ended up hitting at 5. Wow. Yeah, and then to take down a 200-year-old house, was it right in the middle of the path? Right? Was it flooding and stuff, or like I couldn't imagine how that would have hit. I never saw any footage of this storm or anything, to tell you the truth. I've been wrapped up trying to stay busy myself, right? To keep moving forward a little bit. My posts have been struggle because I'm not even on the right frequency for sure. And like every single post is a battle, because I refuse to put out anything that isn't good out there, and I don't even know how good it is, right? But every I'm managing by really, really pushing it through. And so I've overdone it myself too, right? But that's the best thing that we can do when we've got all these terrible things happening in the world right now. When we have look at my camera's going down again. You know, look at the world right now, like what we're doing with the world, with the virus going on and the protests and everything, right? So, everybody's having a really hard time of it. And like all we can do is kind of just hold each other up the best that we can do, right? And while at the same time watching out for us and ours at the same time, right? it's a strange world going on right now. And I think it's purposely being stirred up just to start bringing people to their senses, right? Like wake up people, like it's definitely a sign, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Wow, Nancy. Yeah, well, oh, Kathy's here too. I need to go and check out some of the footage on that storm. Is the hurricane, is it done now? Is it over? Has it dissipated to nothing now, or is it still doing terror on the high seas, right? Or is it traveling the coast and going to be up here in Canada soon? Yeah. Because seems to me I was watching this a few days ago even, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, fluky. Did it really? How interesting was that, Kathy? Was it a good storm? Was it a good storm? I like storms, right? And even now I can see that it stopped raining and the clouds are starting to come through. So there's a little pink in the sky right now. So actually it's actually nice walk weather out there right now. But yeah, interesting, Kathy. So it did run the coast up the coast. And how did you say? Oh, okay. You know what? We got a lot of rain today too, Kathy. It was really, really nice too. Actually, I went out for a walk down to the store. I got so wrapped up all of my brain today. All I could think about was I need a treat. I need a treat. I didn't have anything treatish in my house at all. I had some like instant popcorn and I didn't want to eat any popcorn and all I could think about is I needed a pastry or I needed cookies or I needed something, right? And I couldn't have candy. I gave up candy ages ago, but I really actually even felt like candy. I've been like craving licorice, like the freshest Australian licorice. I love Australian nice soft one. Yeah, so and I was craving, so I knew I had to get something. It was driving me crazy. So I walked in the rain, thunderstorm, lightning, rain pouring, but we have the big elms, so it doesn't really all get through the bushes. We lost two of the elm trees on my street. They're over 100 years old. Both of these elm trees are over 100 years old, and they got the orange dot of death. Right? We have they put big orange dots on the trees, and then the cities come in and they cut them down, right? And then they replace them with like little aspens or a little mix of trees. They're not going to do the elms anymore because the beetles are just doing havoc, and it's very expensive for this city. And as beautiful as those all elm tree tunnels are, it's very expensive to maintain them. And they have a lifespan of about 300 years. So those roots on those trees are massive. So they're probably getting into the water pipes and stuff, causing havoc. And I've seen the roots on those trees when they at the bank of the river, because the bank is falling in and stuff. And I look at those roots and I say, what a system, they just all wrapped and intertwined with each other. Like, you take one tree down, you can end up taking all the trees down. So more than likely you wouldn't even get that tree down because the other trees would be holding it up. Yeah. Mother Nature pays attention to these things, like, things that we don't pay attention to, but Mother Nature will just take care of. They say that, no matter what human beings do to the world, no matter what, the planet will be just fine. Mother Nature will just take over again. It won't take them long. The only thing will be that plastic. That plastic will take thousands of years to break down, but even the plastic will eventually break down, right? right? But they say that Mother Nature would just be fine if mankind just wiped themselves out, no matter what the damage they did to the earth and stuff. Mother Nature would just come back and just heal up just fine all by its own, right? Yeah. But it's nice that we love on it and take care of it for the pollution and the littering and stuff. But yeah, not so necessary because the Mother Nature would take care of things on their own anyway. Oh, right, you're a couple of hours earlier than we are here. Capricorn, what are you talking about there, Melvin? All my notifications are popping up over the comments that I'm not able to read. Life After People. Yes, Andrew. What a fascinating show that one was, right? Right? Wasn't that Life After People? And how long it actually took for the animals to start taking over the city again, and how long it took for the plant growth to kind of take over the city again. Yeah, Life After was kind of like a Planet of the Apes, right? Or Return with Planet of the Apes kind of scenario. Oh, the licorice. Oh, okay. I love that stuff. It's so soft, right? And they make it very naturally. It's not like, here like we got Twizzlers and stuff, but it's not like natural. It's not like natural. It's not a natural treat, right? But their licorice is so nice and soft and so much flavor too, right? Yeah. Like Seattle, eh, Nancy? Right? Yeah. Life after humans, life after people. Yes, I remember that television show or that television series. I liked the graphics on the introduction of the videos and when they advertised and everything. They did a very, very good job on the filmatics of it, right? Yeah. With my parents, they used to like those beach tree candies, right? And then when I was older, I actually got addicted to Halls, the cough candies. I got addicted to the eucalyptus of the Halls candy. That's how I got all my energy and everything. And it gave me such bad heartburn. And it was so bad on my teeth because I didn't just suck on those Halls. I just like, and I crunched them, right? And I really did a job on my teeth, right? Yeah, we're going to be in a different world, right? All those people that were middle income and high incomes, they're going to find that they're going to start to struggle now, right? People are going to start to struggle now. And those people that can adapt and conquer, right? People who never had anything in their whole lives, where every day was a struggle to get by. Those are the people that are going to do well during this time of age that we're going through. And I think that pretty much covers anybody on my channel that watches my stuff, right? Yeah. Okay. Chicago, the buildings in Chicago and the buildings in Winnipeg are almost exactly the same. They the architects of Chicago, they used our landscape here in Winnipeg as a backdrop and a training ground for their architects, right? So all our stonework and all our slab work, it's all done here by the famous architects of Chicago. And that's why you can see such similarity in the architectures between Chicago and Winnipeg. They're actually sister cities, right? And you can imagine why they're sister cities. isn't that something, Nancy? Here in Winnipeg, here, like it's there's people everywhere. It's like the outdoor cafes, the hairdressing shops, the Safeways, and the grocery stores. They're all everything is open, right? And everything is available online now. Can you imagine all the online business? I should have had my business already up and running, right? Because I've been working in social media and doing marketing and stuff for how long, and I haven't even worked on any of that. That stuff just does not interest me, and yet that's where my money lies, right? My money lies and depends on me learning that stuff, or at very least having somebody handle that stuff for me, right? So anybody looking for like a business manager position, right, on commission or a sales team, because what I want to do is I want to take a trip. I want to take a trial trip is what I want to do. I want to do a trial trip up to Thompson, and not Thompson, to Thunder Bay, and I want to do some amethyst hunting, and I want to see if I can sell it online through marketing campaigns. I'm going to try marketing campaigns and see if I can sell it. And if I do really good and I pick really nicely on my amethyst, like it's $4 a pound for amethyst. I could get $300 or $400 for one piece if I pick the right pieces or find the right pieces when I'm up there. So I want to do a trial trip, because if it's worth it, right, then wouldn't it be amazing just to have my own mine and have that support my brand, right? So that I can do the things that I want to do. And if I want to go on the road and I want to do my own conferences or workshops, or do a little bit of traveling and share that content with my viewers, or do the Adam the Woo thing, right? I haven't watched Adam the Woo. Has anybody been watching Adam the Woo lately? Is he still doing his thing? I haven't watched him for like a year. Like all my content besides the metal detecting content, it just seems to be all lessons, right? It's all educational stuff, right? That I find interesting, things to help move me forward, right? What was cool, Andrew? What was cool? Yeah, see, I'm yapping away, and then I'm looking at these answers, and I go, oh, what was the question I asked? And now I'll have to go back over and watch my live. Oh, Adam is still active. Okay. Yeah, I used to love his explores, his road trips. I thought for sure that would have been the kind of channel that I was going to do. I was actually looking at, exploring and us. No, explore with us. Oh, it's been such a while since I was and they were a great family, and they always supported my brand and watched my content. And for the longest time we kind of came up in the same thing, and they took off. Their channel just absolutely took off, and I don't know if they're still doing explore, but they did expand on their content too. So they didn't just do the urban exploration, they added other kinds of explorations into it, including crystal hunting. I remember they did a crystal hunt or a rock hounding video too, right? Yeah, I remembered them. And I always thought, like, I would have been a great channel to kind of team up and, to support them and stuff. But then I ended up going, like, did a 360, and I ended up doing something absolutely different and absolutely perfect for me. Absolutely perfect for me, just documenting my journey, because that's what I was doing with the YouTube channel. But things just, I'm not one for wasting time. I could have taken baby steps with my YouTube channel, right? And just slowly eased off, right? But no, I just went bang And I just went straight into my new content, right? Into the changes that I was doing. I don't like to waste time like that. I'd much rather just jump in and make the changes right away. If it's going to hurt, right? Yeah. It's when I went into the hospital to to get a boob job after I lost all that weight, right? And they said, "Oh, and they put draining tubes on each side of your stuff so it drains after the inflammation and everything while you're healing in the hospital, right?" And and they said, when you have those tubes done, you have them yanked at the same time, and then you go through that pain only once, right? Instead of going yank on this side and then yank on that side, right? You do it at the same time and it's over with, right? So that's the same kind of mentality I have toward things, right? I might as well, just get it over and done with. Got to get some changes done. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it right away. But I didn't realize it was going to take so long, right? I would have figured out a way to get back onto the road much sooner than I did. How is the pandemic for everybody out there? Here in Winnipeg, we are doing about 50 cases a day now. We hit a stride, right? It got into our care homes. It got into our Hutterite colonies. It got into one of our meat plants, right, for making our cold cuts and stuff. And then it also got into a Walmart in Brandon, right? So this virus is spreading, and we are going to be hitting double digits here in the city too on a daily basis pretty soon. I can see it. We didn't take it serious for the longest time, right? We didn't. Here in Manitoba, we just kind of took it because we've always been one of those what do you call that? Overcomer provinces, right? One of those provinces, like, throw some. You're going to smack us with something, give it to us. We'll figure it out, right? We'll adapt and conquer, and we'll come out on top of the pile, right? We're that kind of province. And when this virus hit, it was our when the virus hit the province like that, and we saw that we were coping really well, and people weren't ending up in the hospitals, and the cases weren't rising up and stuff. We kind of got a little cocky with it, and decided that we were going to open up the province for tourism, which we did. You should see it. They're just promoting within the province, just the wilderness and the outdoors. They're promoting it all, right? It's promoting like exactly what I wanted to do. That's exactly what's going on right now. The whole province is just blasting everybody with get outdoors, get into nature, get out on the lake, get out into the woods, right? Go out fishing, right? Yeah, they're going to have to do like open hunting season on rabbits in the city. The rabbit infestation this year is absolutely just crazy. Crazy, like 30 rabbits just on one side of the street in a 1 block radius, and have these things scoot across your paths, and you don't even see them, and they're not even afraid of you and stuff. And there's so many of them, right? So it's time for some, hate to say it, but it's time for some rabbit stew, right? So it needs to be open season pretty soon on these rabbits. They need to be controlled. And I'm going to assume that it's going to be the same thing with the deer this year. And the deer are going to be really, really big this year because we didn't get a lot of bug infestation. We didn't get a lot of bug infestation. There was lots of beautiful greenery and shrubbery and stuff for all the animals. Like every animal out there except for the bugs must have had a pretty good season this year. I know I've enjoyed my big picture window, right? Hi, you want to come over and say hi? Here, she's gonna come over and come and say hi. You can see my cat, right? Come here. Oh, I know, you're just a fatty. You're just a fatty. Oh, we're not playing. We have this game that we play. I call it Jelly Belly, right? And I have all these plush little toys, and she'll lay on the floor, and I'll just chuck these little toys at her, and she likes to catch them, but she doesn't she hasn't been doing that lately, but she is sure turning into a meatball. Huh? You're sure turning into a meatball. Here, you guys. Here's my cat. Huh? Yeah, are you a cutie cutie? Are you a cutie cutie cutie? See how she just got one ear. She got caught out in a farmer's field this past winter, right? And she got frostbite. She doesn't have, she's missing, see, she's just got a little stubby for her tail, right? She just got a little stubby. Huh? Are you a little cutie cutie? Isn't she just like the adorable thing? She just lets me do whatever I want with her, right? Huh? You just let me do whatever you want. Yeah, she's such a good cat. Doesn't bother me at all. She lets me sleep at night. She sleeps under my armpit and she'll stay there all night, right? If you let her. Just a very, very affectionate cat, right? Very affectionate cat. I'm gonna put you down on the ground for a few minutes. Rah. But she's turning into a fat cat and she's getting really picky with the cat food. I got 3 big bags of cat food. I mean, it's good to stockpile if things get tough. At least she's got food. But she is picky. So I'm using the stuff up that she really enjoys. And you missed the live, Kathy. Let me just show you my beautiful bottle again. Like my beautiful bottle, right? My beautiful hutch with the little stopper that goes in there, and yeah, from Winnipeg. I love it. And then I have the other one, the beer bottle. This one here was a beer bottle, right? And it had all kinds of writing and stuff along the side. Yeah, I went bottle digging again yesterday, and I pooped myself out pretty good when I went bottle digging yesterday. I love my cat. Do you have any pets, Nancy? Do you have any pets? Yeah. I am excited. I wasn't so excited until you got excited on it. But once you got excited on my bottle, I got really excited on it too, right? But yeah, you come to visit me. I was down there yesterday and I found a pocket because like it was a lot of ash pockets. Like you could see the burns, right? So they burnt their garbage down. But I found a nice little dirt pocket and I was pulling out china and I was pulling out the bisque arms of like the dolls and stuff like that from the dolls and digging out antique ice skates and stuff because we were right on the river, right? So there you would expect to have lots of ice skates, but no buttons. I thought for sure I would be like scoring big time on the porcelain buttons, but yeah, I'm not. I've gotten some really cool buckles, like belt buckles and stuff. But they're lead, so they're rusting and stuff. Nothing stainless steel or nothing really, really old. I'm even watching for like arrowheads and stuff because that river and right there for sure there should be arrowheads. So we'll see as we go along as we're digging, right? Oh, Nancy. But wouldn't that be nice if you had a little dog, right? And a service dog too. Wouldn't that be nice to have a little service dog? When you get a little bit more stability, Nancy, it would be something to consider, right? Because, pets bring so much emotional well-being. I got my cat right before the virus hit, right? Right before the virus hit, I got my cat, and I got my cat in such a crucial time in my emotional, I don't know what that was. I was just breaking down my mindset. Like I was just peeling away the layers and I was just making one revelation after another. Every single day it was absolutely different. Right? And yeah, so when I got my cat, I was just a mess and it brought me so much calmness and my cat grounded me, right? Especially when I was going through such a hard time myself, right? So, but we look at our worries and stuff and we just got to be grateful. Don't we just have to be grateful because we just grumble and complain about our lives and we just don't know or pay attention to what's going on around us and how other people's lives are being impacted by what's going on with them, right? So yeah, if we pay a little bit more attention to other people than we do for ourselves, right? And I'm just as guilty as anybody else on that one, no doubt. Yeah. The pet bills. Yeah. You're right there, Nancy. Because something happened to my cat, I wouldn't know what to do. I would probably call my sister and ask her to come save the day or something. I would have to figure something out because we take these pets on. So these pets are our responsibility. They're like our children now, right? Even though I don't consider, I got little cat hair fluffs and stuff like that on my face, right? You know, I don't know if I get rashes or anything, from the cat dander or anything. I don't normally have reactions to anything, but I know people who are allergic to their pets, and then they keep the pets anyway just because they love them so much, right? But in actuality, they have allergies to them. But the things we do, right? And when our pets give us so much enjoyment and peace of mind, like, who cares about a little rash, right? Yeah, yeah, I see where you're coming from there, Nancy, for sure I do. I'm just catching up on some of these comments here. Yeah, my sister actually today picked up two dogs, right? Her last dog passed away. They put their last dog down. They said they weren't going to get any more dogs, but she ended up getting a pup, and then they were going to take another dog to the vet, and so she said she would take that dog too. So she's taken a growing dog and peonies. The dog's called a peonies. So I think it's going to be a big dog. It's a white dog, right? Oh, okay. And do you do that for free, Andrew, or do they throw you a few dollars for watching over their pets and everything? Like, do you just leave them in the apartment and then you just go over to their apartment and just check on them and stuff? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the dog. That's the dog, Andrew. Pyrenees. Yes. Oh, Owen's here. Hi, Owen. Okay, I'm on that now. Let's see if City can fix that right now. And actually, on top of that, I need to turn my fan on. And okay, here we go. I'll fix that up for next week, people. Here we go. Come on. Come on, we can do this. We'll see how long that lasts for. Look at all my clothes, people. Look at, that's how big I was, right? 200 and yeah, 200 and something. I don't like to say what my real weight was because then people would end up comparing their weights to it, because I have had plastic surgery and stuff. So, and because I have very heavy bones, like my bones are very heavy, I don't look my weight, right? So my weight is heavier than what I actually look like. So I remember the first time I lost the weight, I got down to about 160 pounds, and my doctor told me to gain 10 pounds because a lot of it was like, before I had some plastic surgery to take off some of that extra skin and stuff. Like I had like 13 pounds of extra skin that they had to take off of me just on just from my tummy tuck, right? My front is actually from my back, right? Because they just cut you and then they just pull everything forward and then they cut it all off and then they stitch it up. Yeah. But over the course of the years, you can barely even notice that there's a scar there now. But I tell you, it looked like an autopsy for the first few years. It definitely did, right? Just closing some of these notifications down. Yeah, I did. It was a year. It was time. I didn't think that I would ever lose the weight again. And it wasn't really my intent to go on a major diet. It just kind of happened on its own. And I find as late, I've been introducing the cheat days, right? But I haven't been feeling good after eating things that aren't good for me. Physically, I haven't been feeling good. Like even today when I went and I had those chocolate covered macaroons is what I had, right? Because I was feeling like candy, but I considered those a cookie because they came in a cookie box, right? So I considered those like cookies. So I went for those, but that sugar did not sit well with me. And it seemed to me that the past couple of times that I did have those cheat days. I wasn't feeling good afterwards, right? So, maybe it's time to take a serious look at my diet. I want to be the best me that I could be, right? The best me that I can be. And we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. And I have my downfalls. And I quite realized that today when I went into frantic, crazy mode to get to the store in a thunderstorm to go and get something to munch out on, right? So it gives you insight. You take a look at how the things that you do and you shake your head and you go, okay, Cindy, it's time to make some kind of serious changes in your life. You were really doing good, and you're still doing good. And I talk to myself this way, right? I said, and you're still doing good, but it's time to make another little bit of a change, right? Just another little adjustment, another little bit of change just to help you move a little bit forward, right? Sometimes you just get so tired and you just get so beat up from the grind and the hits and the no's and the rejections and the what ifs and not the good, you're not good enoughs. And right, sometimes all you can manage to do are those just little inch, just a step here and a step there in order to move forward a little bit. And that's what I've been doing. And I hope everybody's been doing the same thing. I mean, if you hang out with my crew, and that's how we get things done, right? When things want to just pull us back into our miseries, right? We get pulled into our miseries and the woolsy knees, right? The only thing we can do is just kind of inch by inch, right? Just take it from one moment to another and just hope it just moves you forward a little bit. Not just hope that it moves you forward, but help to move yourself a little bit forward a little bit, right? And go on a fast. How long would you fast for? Would you fast for a few days? I I don't know. I might fast for say 24 hours. I mean, when I'm working and stuff, like I'll just get up, have a cup of coffee, and I won't eat until dinner time at night. I'll do that quite often, and I manage to feel okay with that as long as I can have a cup of coffee or have something to drink in the meantime. Oh, okay. One day at a time. Okay. But just do little things just to try and move you forward. Is that a big dog? A Pyrenees is a big dog. It looked like a big puppy. It looked like a big puppy. It looked just as big because the other dog that they got, it looked like it had some beagle. It looked like a terrier, just a little bit bigger, but it had kind of the beagle features, and it had the beagle colors like the white and the coppers and the blacks, right? So it kind of had that look of a beagle, but it was bigger than a beagle because a beagle's kind of a small dog, right? Okay. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes if that's all we can manage, Owen, that's all we can manage. Sometimes that's all we can do. Lots of times I do that. Lots of times. But you know what? When you look back after 6 months and you look back at yourself and you go, holy cow, I did manage to make some changes. But there's such minute little teeny weeny changes at the time that they don't make any impact in the moment. But in the big frame of the picture, they do, right? Have a great night, Nancy. It will be, eh? Maybe it'll be pretty dog. It was a pretty puppy, but yeah, those things grow fast, right? I've never been a dog person. I like dogs, but dogs need lots of love, lots of attention. They're not like a cat. Cats are kind of self-sufficient as long as whoopsie as long as their cat food bowl is full, then they're usually good to take care of themselves. I'm just kicking with my foot, my camera there we go. Yeah, so they are good. I just love this ornament here. Take a look at, I collect these things, these ornaments on a base. I don't know what they are, but look at this fish, right? This wooden, it's a wooden fish. It's made of wood, right? On a base. I just love this. I just love this fish. I'm gonna have this one until I'm dead. This is one of the things I'm going to have to keep, right? I love everything about it. And then on top of that, I found these two at the secondhand store. I found these two gift cards. This is a famous Haida artist, right? And then there's a totem. I'm going to frame these. I'm going to put them in little frames, right? They got the information on the artist and stuff on the back, but I'm going to frame them as actual art, but they are actually blank gift cards, right? But he signed them in pencil here, right? He's got his signature right here, and it's beautiful. Like I said, this is Haida art, right? And if Nancy sees this later on, then she'll recognize it because there's a lot of Haida out where Nancy lives, right? And then my totem here. Yeah, I found those. They were only a dime. They were only a dime each. You see if I missed any of the comments. Oh, the fasting is harder on the system. I could do 24 hours. I could do 24 hours fasting once a week. I bet you I would feel pretty good too after a fast. I would feel pretty good, and it would probably help me maintain my weight. You know, I would like to be able to have a cheat day, but the sugar is hard on the system. And I was thinking of actually going towards like a meat and potato kind of meal system, like roast beef, mashed potatoes, and cream corn, or, turkey dinners and chicken dinners, pork chop dinners, right? Just some good old fashioned cooking, but healthy foods, right? Meat, potatoes, vegetables, right? And then maybe every once in a while, a dessert. I could do that. Okay. Well, maybe everybody could say nobody can eat on next Sunday until the live show, and then everybody can bring their favorite food, their favorite dinner to the computer to watch the live show next Sunday. And everybody can fast from 7 o'clock on Saturday to 7 o'clock on Sunday and give it a shot. Yeah. But like I said, I do a little bit of that intermittent fasting. There's an actor who consistently does it. He only eats every second day, and then he has something new or something on the third, introduces something new to his diet on the third day, something like that. Now, who was the actor? Friedman. Oh, what's his first name? Friedman. Oh, I don't remember his Morgan Freeman, right? Morgan Freeman. He does that. He does that. He only eats. He said he did research and stuff, and he says, it's humans. Humans get it in their head that they have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When you were cave people, right? When you guys were cave people 100,000 years ago, did you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner? No, you didn't, right? It's just evolution and tradition that makes it necessary for us to do these things. But cavemen, they might have gone out. They might have had something to eat maybe twice a week. They'd go on a hunt and maybe they would eat twice a week. It just wasn't something that they did every day, right? No, I agree with you, Owen. You don't need to eat 3 times. You don't need to eat 3 times a day. I agree with you there, right? I could do one meal a day. I would do a meat and potatoes dinner once a day, like have a nice hard day at work, right? Whatever we're doing, have a nice hard day. And then, 5 o'clock, sit down with your loved ones, have a nice dinner, talk about what went on with your day and what we could do things better and just end the day on a connection with another human being, right? Rather than just rushing through, grabbing a TV dinner, throwing it in the microwave, sitting in front of the TV and playing video games or watching TV, right? Yeah, no, we don't want to put any strains on your heart. You don't have any heart problems, do you, Andrew? I hope not. Yeah. I've got to go see a doctor pretty soon. I haven't had a checkup. I can't even remember. Probably about a year and a half ago, I went to the doctor. Oh, Kitty, I'm going to be hitting those roads. I keep saying that, Kitty, but yeah, no vehicle at the moment, so I just got to do the best that I can with my channel and keep my channel going the very best that I can, right? Until I can figure something out where I can bring in that money, get myself back in a vehicle and get back on the road. But I 100% agree with you, Kitty. I do. I need to get back on the road, and I would love to get up towards the Dauphin area again and go explore some of those beautiful old Ukrainian first pioneer churches, right? Before they all hit the ground, before they're all gone, right? Well, maybe Andrew, it's time to get that diagnosed, right? Time to get those things diagnosed. Yeah, you don't want any surprises down the road, especially when you exert yourself and you put yourself under a lot of stress when it comes to your work and you're helping your brother out and stuff, right? So it's important to keep updated. I don't know how your insurance is. I was just talking to somebody on their live show, and they just got laid off from their jobs, and they have no insurance, and his wife has a few issues and stuff, and they have no way to pay to get any kind of help or anything, and he's in a desperate situation to get back to work, right? And I'm back to work tomorrow. I start my job, which reminds me I still have some paperwork I got to fill out next, and I've got to find out my banking forms. I got to get that done, and then lay out some clothes for tomorrow. Wish me luck, everybody. My first day at work tomorrow, like paid day. I'm making money tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited. I'm back to work, and let's hope that the city doesn't shut down again with the virus. And yeah, I'll make sure I put a fresh face mask in my purse too to take with me. Okay, everybody. that's it for tonight. I guess we'll see you next Sunday. If you want to come over to my Instagram and watch my lives over there. If you want to see that great interview that I had with Nancy, it was an amazing story that Owen, I emailed you, Owen, too, right? To go watch that live show with Nancy that I did with over on Instagram. It was an absolute amazing story. Just very humbling, right? We all just got to be grateful. Okay, everybody, have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. And thank you so much, Kitty. It was nice to see you on the live tonight. Bye-bye.